Hello, I'm Alex.
And I'm Lara.
And this is the Pop Culture Brain Podcast.
Everything you need to know about pop culture.
Not just what's trending. In today's show, a New Girl reunion or just a major troll? Warner Brothers and Paramount are competing to reboot a classic horror movie, and the Odyssey fever is getting very real. But first, Lara had a realization about movies, specifically about Christopher Nolan's Inception. So why don't you talk a little bit about this?
Okay, so, we have been talking about Christopher Nolan. Everyone's been talking about Christopher Nolan because of the Odyssey.
Yes.
So it's been bringing up this memory that I've had of when I would watch Inception repeatedly with a couple of guy friends of mine in my early 20s when the movie had just come out.
Yeah.
And I had this one friend who had this like incredible sound system at his house.
Okay.
So we used to go over to his house to watch it because that like bong noise sounded like so good in his house.
Right.
Anyway, so I was thinking about the movie. I haven't seen it in a really long time, but I'm still like, oh, the end, was it real? What's up? and like it could still do that with that movie. And it made me realize like Inception is the first movie that I ever saw that made me look at movies as like a true art form and not just like a good hang, like a good way to kill 2 hours. It was like, oh, I'm really thinking analytically about this. There's more to this than just pure entertainment.
Yeah.
And I think from that point on is when I started like watching all of the Oscar movies each year with you and really like expanding my horizons about what I watch and looking at it from a more analytical level. So I'm wondering if you have a movie like that made you realize like, oh, this is more than just like fun time.
Yeah, it's when I was 11 years old and I saw The Truman Show in theaters.
Do you remember what your reaction was to it? Like what your thoughts were?
Yeah, it like totally blew my mind. And there's like a meta thing going on with The Truman Show specifically because one, it's a really great imaginative story, incredibly performed by Jim Carrey. But then the movie has a director inside the movie. Right. So there's this like meta thing about someone who is like directing a big artistic project.
Yeah.
And that character of Christoph, the director of the Truman Show, is also very compelling. And so like that experience of seeing that movie, that's the culture that made me say cultures for me, you know, from the Las Culturistas, like made me want to later go to film school and just become obsessed with pop culture. That's the one, and it's still my favorite movie ever.
Did it make you want to be a director? Was that like your thought?
It made me want to study film.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who played that role? Remind me.
Ed Harris.
It was Ed Harris. That's what I thought. Ed Harris.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Isn't that interesting to think about? Like you see a movie at a certain age or a certain time or whatever the themes of the movie are, and then it makes you just like look at this thing like in a whole new way.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of wild.
Yeah.
Cool.
Love that.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the news.
Okay.
New Girl's cast and creator are trolling fans regarding a reboot, and this is a great reminder to always read past the headline.
Okay.
So, what old TV shows would you like to see get revived that haven't had a reboot yet? Anything come to mind?
No, none of them. I want them to stay as perfect as they were.
Good answer. Good answer. I bet a lot of people will agree with you on that. But we have had some recent examples. Of course, there's been dozens of these over the last, 15 years. But recent examples include Scrubs, got a revival series, King of the Hill, and Little House on the Prairie. Those are like the most recent big ones. I think the Scrubs one is quite good. But this is about New Girl. Okay. So, if you only read headlines, you might think that New Girl is the next reboot, because The Wrap wrote, New Girl star Max Greenfield says he's seen scripts for revival. Deadline wrote, Max Greenfield on New Girl reunion, I've seen scripts, they're amazing. Collider wrote, New Girl star officially confirms a reboot is happening.
Wow.
So all those headlines make it seem like New Girl is coming back.
Yes.
But only Entertainment Weekly was truthful in its reporting. Entertainment Weekly's headline said, Max Greenfield says New Girl revival is happening. He's seen scripts, but can he be trusted?
Oh.
Okay? And it turns out, no, because he wasn't being serious.
Oh my God.
I know, all these misleading headlines.
So he was being like sarcastic and like joking?
Yep. So all these articles are quoting Greenfield's appearance on the Today Show, where he was actually being sarcastic and playing into an inside joke that he and the New Girl cast and creator Liz Merriweather have about like a reboot and like the cast and stuff.
This is just bad journalism.
Yeah, it's really bad. So Entertainment Weekly wrote, Greenfield's entire conversation echoes the sarcastic tone that his castmates Jake Johnson and Lamorne Morris have adopted as part of a running bit about unresolved animosity among the cast and crew. So they have jokes like where they like secretly hate each other.
Sure.
Okay. Liz Merriweather, the creator, then took to Instagram to address Max Greenfield's comments. And this is how you really know it was a joke.
Yeah.
Because she posted this long thing speaking with sarcasm where she said, just woke up and saw the news. The scripts were pretty good until everybody just started giving me notes on every little thing. She joked that Jake Johnson wants to be really thin and he wants to dance shirtless in these new episodes. She said Lamorne Morris keeps asking for heavy jewelry for his character. And she said that Max Greenfield wants to be the new girl in the title. Okay, so obviously these are all like really jokey things. And she's like, it's really hard for me to incorporate all their notes into my scripts. Like, I don't know what to do. And then she said, all these changes are holding up the reboot.
Yeah.
It's like a big gag.
It's a big gag.
And it's very funny.
But so, here's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Did the people who wrote for these other articles with these very misleading headlines, did they watch the whole clip just not understand? Like, I don't know if they're in on the joke or if they missed the joke, if they just had a bad, like, what happened here?
Yeah, I didn't fully read those other articles. But knowing like what actually is going on here based on Entertainment Weekly's accurate reporting and accurate headline, I can say that those other headlines are misleading. Yeah. Even if you went into the, I don't know, if you go into those articles like from Collider and the other ones that I brought up, maybe they say, oh, he's actually joking, he might be joking. But the headlines themselves, and most people only read headlines, are now going to think that like there's a New Girl reboot in development, and that's not the case.
Yikes.
Yeah. So they're just having some fun making fun of each other with inside jokes.
Yeah.
Pretty funny. But yeah, folks, if you see anyone talking about New Girl is coming back, it's not. It's not.
Okay.
It's not. Now that said, Liz Merriweather does have a new show. She is the creator, showrunner, writer on Furious, the new Emmy Rossum show that's getting a lot of buzz. Yes. And Jake Johnson was just in The Dink, the Apple TV movie comedy about pickleball. And
he's on a show too.
And yes, he's on Maximum Pleasure Guaranteed. And I don't know what everybody else from New Girl is doing, but they're not doing a new revival. No.
Yeah.
Okay, ready to move on to the next story?
Yeah. Somebody Feed Phil is back.
Yes.
Kind of.
Whoa.
Do you know about this at all?
I think I saw something.
Okay.
But I love me some Phil Rosenthal, so let me hear it. What's going on? What's going on?
Technically, we are still waiting for full-length episodes of Somebody Feed Phil to return. It's the food and travel show produced by and starring Everybody Loves Raymond creator Phil Rosenthal.
Yep.
But as a palate cleanser, see what I did there?
Yeah. And a amuse-bouche.
As an amuse-bouche, he's already releasing content on YouTube.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So according to Variety, this is how Phil Rosenthal will be bridging the gap between Somebody Feed Phil ending season 8, its 8-season run on Netflix, and then picking it back up on YouTube, which is slated to start next year.
Right.
So Phil started releasing content last week.
Okay.
It's a mini episode, a special episode they're calling it, about Max and Helen's.
Oh, his restaurant.
It's his new restaurant in LA that's run by his daughter and son-in-law.
Yes.
The restaurant is named after Phil's parents. It's all like comfort food.
Yeah,
it's a diner.
It's a diner concept. Mm-hmm.
So this is like a 17-minute long mini episode.
Oh, cool.
That exists on the YouTube page.
Okay.
But since then, he's also released a handful of other short videos, also about Max and Helen's, all varying in length and stuff. And they're kind of about like the inspiration for the restaurant and how Phil and his family all work together to like create the restaurant.
Cute.
So the YouTube page is called Phil Rosenthal World. And that's where like all of his other content exists, like video versions of his podcast and all kinds of other shorts. And he talked about this when we saw him at Austin ATX at the TV Festival. That he's going to be using his YouTube page now, not only for new full-length episodes of Somebody Feed Phil, but also short-form content. But it looks like he's already building out that short-form content. And in addition to all these special mini episodes, he also is starting like a new little show on there called How to Be a Sandwich.
What? How to
And
be
he's
a
like,
sandwich.
He's like got a guest come on, and they like make a sandwich together. And
Oh,
it's
that's
like
cute.
how someone makes the sandwich. I didn't really watch it, but
Yeah.
it seemed very cute.
How to be a sandwich.
How to
Have
be a
2
sandwich.
pieces of bread and some condiments, and then just lie there and get eaten. There you go.
Pretty
That's how
much.
to be a sandwich.
Yeah. So now he's promising new content coming out every single Monday on YouTube. So
Okay.
it's like happening.
Phil Mondays.
Phil Mondays. As for season 9 of Somebody Feed Phil,
Yep.
full episodes are expected on this YouTube page next year.
Great.
We had previously reported that, but
Yeah.
now Variety is saying early next year.
Okay, woohoo.
So maybe winter or spring.
Wow.
But I was excited about new Phil content.
Yeah, that's awesome. But that means he's currently doing all of this stuff and traveling the world making the
Right.
new season. So that's
Right.
crazy. Yeah, this is great. You know what I'm wondering now? I wonder if he's going to do a full season drop like he did on Netflix,
Yes.
where it's like an entire
All 8
season,
episodes or whatever at
right?
once. Yep.
Or is he going to release the episodes weekly because it's YouTube? That would have been a good question to ask him at ATX that
Yeah,
nobody
that's true.
did.
What would be the difference if he released it weekly versus all at once?
Well, all at once, you could sit down and you could binge every episode
No,
as soon as they
I
are
know,
there. Or
like,
weekly, you could, you
you'd
know.
have to wait.
Oh,
But
you
do
mean
you
like
think
what are the
it would-
effects on the numbers?
Yeah.
I think that YouTube benefits the creator to do weekly releases.
Why? It guarantees numbers every week instead of like
Yeah.
a slam dunk for a week and then it falls off.
Yeah, because it creates a feedback loop
Mm-hmm.
of a subscriber seeing that channel's content more frequently.
Right. And it would make sense if he were to do that. It would make sense for him to do it if he's already getting in the rhythm now of releasing content every Monday. People are
Yeah.
already in the rhythm of looking forward to that.
Here's probably what happens. And you know, we know this from all Netflix shows. Not everyone watches a full season.
Right.
There's drop off, right?
Yep.
So Netflix puts up a full season of a show, and you know, there's certain people who watch every episode, but some only watch 3 episodes and then stop. And so on YouTube, by doing a fresh episode every week, it's not putting the pressure on his subscribers to like watch all of the episodes at once.
Right.
Because what would happen is episode 1 would probably have the most views, and then
Yeah.
episode 8 would have the least amount
lose it.
cascading going down. So yeah, my guess is that just the nature of like the YouTube subscription model is that they're going to be, and because it's free, it's going to be weekly releases is what I would imagine.
And I would imagine too that he is also doing all this short form content release now because he's trying to like teach the algorithm, right?
Build audience.
To already look for his content.
Yeah. And what's
So-
cool here is that this mini episode about his diner is 17 minutes, and then there's a bunch of other short videos. You could watch them all together right now like if they were one long episode.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I want it right now.
I
Give me the
know.
fill. Bring it back. Bring it back. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Cool. Moving on. Okay, this is really weird, but Warner Brothers and Paramount are both trying to reboot A Nightmare on Elm Street at the same time, and legally, it seems completely doable, but it might lead to somebody getting screwed over.
Is this like the kind of thing where there were like 2 Frankenstein movies coming out at like the same time?
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my next question for you was
Why
going to
does this
be,
happen?
I don't know. My question was going to be, have you heard the concept of twin movies?
I guess that's what it is, right?
Yeah. So it's when 2 movies come out around the same time with the same concept. So you've got like A Bug's Life and Ants.
Ants.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, I remember those days.
Deep Impact and Armageddon.
Uh-huh.
Olympus Has Fallen and White House Down. These are all twin movie, part of
Right.
the twin movie phenomenon. And now it seems like we have another one, but this time it's actually going to be the same movie or like
Right.
very close. A Nightmare on Elm Street,
Yeah.
the franchise. Warner Brothers is currently developing a modern remake of the 1984 classic, which they already rebooted in 2010, by the way.
I thought so.
And Paramount, at the same time, is developing a separate film set in the world of Elm Street,
Okay.
right? And so the question is, like, how is this legally possible?
Yeah. How do they both have the rights to that IP?
Exactly. Paramount owns the domestic film rights to the franchise, and Warner Brothers has the international film rights.
That is such horseshit.
Yep. So Warner Brothers. So
Why are they separate rights? That feels so dumb.
Yeah, that happens. It happens sometimes, especially with back in the day. Because back in the day, and with horror movies, you had all these little production companies that like made all these films. And then when the films made a lot of money and like blew up, the big studios either like bought out those production companies or they bought the rights. And so things just like ended up in different places. And that was a thing with IP rights for a long time, probably up until like the 2000s, until the turn of the century, where like movie, international, TV, it was all separate. Okay. That's the thing with Spider-Man, by the way, is that Sony has the movie rights to Spider-Man, but Disney Marvel has the TV rights.
Right.
Okay.
So strange.
Yeah, it's really wild. Okay, so where was I? Warner Brothers thinks it can make enough money off a small-scale reboot by just giving it an overseas release. Like this Nightmare on Elm Street movie that Warner Brothers is going to make might not even come out in the U.S. Yeah, it's really wild.
Okay.
And they're already in talks with Evil Dead Rise director Lee Cronin to write, produce, and direct it. So, like, they're really developing it fast.
They're moving along.
And so the studios are kind of playing chicken here because, according to World of Real, both studios believe that getting their film into production first could force the other to reconsider or abandon its plans.
I'm laughing at a world where that doesn't happen and both these movies get made and then like they lose viewership because it's like splitting the votes kind of a situation.
Right. And you know what you're forgetting?
What?
It's Paramount and Warner Brothers. So Paramount is currently in the process of merging with Warner Brothers.
Oh, honey, I didn't forget. I didn't forget. It's just on pause and we don't know. But yes.
If the merger goes through, like while they're making these movies... Yeah, Paramount could then just decide to just abandon one project in favor of the other, and they're probably going to abandon the one that they didn't develop. Right? Which could lead to a lot of wasted work. Yeah. Like Lee Cronin is off already developing this movie, and then the Paramount deal goes through in January, and Paramount could just be like, we're not making 2 Elm Street movies. Yeah. Or maybe Paramount's not far enough along in its Elm Street movie, and they're like, okay, we'll just let Warner Brothers do theirs. But it's kind of wild. And I think that Warner Brothers is trying to move fast because the merger is coming.
Yeah. That makes sense. How weird.
I know, so weird. Yeah. I don't really care. I know a lot of people like A Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm not like a big fan of that franchise. So like this could have been any franchise to me. I think the more interesting story is that like 2 studios are making competing projects, one for abroad and one for domestic.
Yeah. Really weird.
Yeah. Now that said, if I'm going to analyze or assess which project I think would be more successful, doing a movie in the world of the franchise compared to like a straight remake sounds like the worst idea.
Yeah.
Because people, like fans, if you put Elm Street in the title, they're going to want to see Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
They're going to want to see him like terrorizing kids in their dreams.
Yeah.
They're not going to want to see some like tangentially relatedness, you know? And we've seen so many horror remakes, TV series that do this, where it's like, it's the prequel, it's the side story. And it's like people just want the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just saying Freddy Krueger brought me back to my childhood and like my brother with a mask of like Freddy Krueger.
We should get him on the phone and see what his opinions are on these dual projects.
He'd probably be amped.
Yeah. All right. Next up. From San Francisco to Sicily, Odyssey fever is spilling over into the real world.
The way you said that made it seem like it was the start of a poem, like written by Homer himself.
From San Francisco
to Sicily, everyone has seen the Odyssey.
Yeah. All right. So brief check-in with the Odyssey. After 3 weeks in theaters, the movie hit $911 million total worldwide, and it's expected to hit $1 billion this week. We're recording this on Monday, so by the time you see this clip on social media, it will probably already be at $1 billion.
Yep.
Pretty good for an R-rated 3,000-year-old historical drama.
Truly.
And the Odyssey's popularity is having some interesting in real life effects. So do you want to hear about Sicily or San Francisco first?
Sicily.
All right, Sicily. Let me scroll down here to my notes. All right. The Egadi Isles off the west coast of Sicily are about to become a super hot tourist destination because Nolan shot a lot of the Odyssey on the island of Favignana. I think that's how you pronounce it.
To say it,
Favignana.
Can you tell me what scenes were shot there?
Exteriors of the Ithaca Palace were shot at the 15th century Castello di Santa Caterina.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. Yeah, no. And they also shot the pig farm, like John Leguizamo's character, his pigs, and his hut. They also shot in this location as well on the island of Favanana. Maybe I'm completely butchering that. There's a G in there. I just assumed the G was silent, but maybe it's Favanana.
I
don't know. Italian speakers, let me know in the comments how bad my mispronunciations were. Nolan also shot in the coves and beaches surrounding the island's coastline as well, and in the nearby tiny islet of Priveto. Okay. So like all over these islands off the west coast of Sicily is where he shot, and they're expected to blow up with tourism of people visiting these locations. According to Variety, who cited local news reports, tourists coming to see the Odyssey locations could bring in $287 million to the area over the next 3 years, and maybe more than $500 million in the long run. So like it's going to be a big tourist destination because of the Odyssey. And the White Lotus season 2 actually shot nearby, and it's driven $158 million in tourism so far. So think how much bigger the Odyssey is than the White Lotus. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. These like random side effects.
Movie destinations.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. People love to go.
Well, that's my dream, is for us to go on a vacation and do a trip where we do like the Sound of Music tour.
Right.
I really want to do that so badly.
Yeah. I know that
if I have a chance to stand where the hills are alive, fuck me.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway.
I know that the Bridgerton locations are very popular in the UK.
Yes.
And Game of Thrones locations in Croatia are also a very popular destination.
Oh, Croatia, that's where they shot?
Yeah.
Cool.
You're right. Okay, so San Francisco was the other story. The Odyssey is causing a reader frenzy at Bay Area libraries.
Oh, but why San Francisco specifically?
This was just a local story to San Francisco.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm sure this is happening
You can do that anywhere.
I'm sure this is happening nationwide, but this is the headline the article that I saw. Hundreds of people are trying to read Emily Wilson's 2017 translation of the Odyssey. According to SF Gate, 758 people have joined the waitlist for the ebook version, and there's only 124 copies available, so a lot of people have to wait. And 232 people are trying to get their hands on the library system's 87 physical copies of the Wilson translation. And these numbers mark a 1,700% increase prior to the movie's release. So like everyone's trying to read the Odyssey, specifically the Emily Wilson version.
Because it's gone so viral.
And this is all despite the fact that like other translations of the Odyssey are just in the public domain, and you can get them for free. Like just Google the Odyssey. Google the Odyssey and you'll find a free PDF anywhere.
But I get it. I've had the same thought. Like I read the Odyssey in, I think, junior high, like 8th grade.
Yeah.
I checked our bookshelf because a lot of those books that were required reading in junior high and high school I've saved. I don't have it, unfortunately. I had like Beowulf. I thought I had the Odyssey, but I had Beowulf.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Anyway, but now I'm like, well, I read that way before 2017, so it wouldn't have been this Emily Wilson version. And now I kind of want the Emily Wilson translation because of all this crazy viral shit with her essay. So
Right.
Yeah.
In case you're listening or watching and you don't know what happened, Emily Wilson is a UPenn professor of like classical literature.
Yeah.
And she did a modern translation of the Odyssey in 2017 that has like a feminist bent. It's sort of like a revisionist. And it was inspirational to Christopher Nolan when he was writing the movie. He said he particularly liked her opening line, "Tell me about a complicated man." And then this past week or last week or 2 weeks ago, she wrote a review for the London book review.
And it was scathing.
Yeah, just completely dumping on the movie. She hates it so much.
Yeah.
And it went like totally viral. My video that I did about this story got like 2.5 million views. Like it was a real hot topic.
She was on Fresh Air just last week as well, talking about it. So yeah, it's become a whole thing.
Kind of wild. Though, Nolan's version is just another version. It's another translation. Like she did another translation. We don't have to argue with her or defend the Odyssey, but that is the like hot translation to read right now, which is interesting. That's the one that hundreds of people are waiting for in San Francisco, and I'm sure hundreds of people are waiting for it in libraries all over the country. Yeah.
Especially because the way that, like, if you use the Libby app, for instance, to download ebooks onto your Kindle, you can access a lot more libraries than the ones you're actually members of. Like we don't live in New York City, but I can get books from the New York City Public Library.
Right.
So yeah, there's probably those wait lists for San Francisco are also probably from people all throughout California and stuff trying to access it.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, ready to move on to our next segment?
Yes.
Our list game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair warning, everyone, that I prepared this literally minutes before the podcast because I forgot to do it. But now I'm ready.
Okay, and you got
Okay.
it on paper, analog style. All right, let's do it.
Let's
Let's
go.
do it.
Can you rank all the Spider-Man movies by lifetime gross?
Oh, I think maybe I can.
Spider-Man Brand New Day is on the list, but the placement
Oh, it's going to change.
is
Yes,
going to change.
We're
most likely.
recording this the Monday after Spider-Man Brand New Day came out, but Spider-Man Brand New Day is on the
It
list.
is on the list.
Okay.
So there are 11 Spider-Man movies total.
Wow. Okay. Is The Amazing Spider-Man 2 in last place?
No, it is not.
Okay, where is it?
It's second to last place. It's number 10
Okay.
of 11. And it made $202 million. These are domestic numbers,
Okay.
lifetime gross.
Okay. I don't know if I want to start from the top or the bottom. Spider-Man No Way Home is going to be is number 2.
Is number 1.
Okay.
Okay, with 804 million domestic lifetime gross.
Okay.
So you have number 1.
So then is Spider-Man Brand New Day the new one number 3?
Spider-Man Brand New Day, the new one, is number 6.
Oh, wow.
360 million
Right. Okay.
as of Monday.
Okay. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I'm still trying to figure out Spider-Man 3. Is number 10? Is number 11?
No.
Oh.
Spider-Man 3 is number 7 on the list at 336 million.
Okay. Spider-Man Homecoming is number, is it 8 or 9?
8.
Okay,
Good job.
all right.
At 334 million, just 2 million behind Spider-Man 3.
That is so crazy that Brand New Day had in one weekend made more than Homecoming did across its entire run.
Yes.
Okay.
So you've got number
Yeah.
6, 7, and 8.
Okay. Is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse number 11?
It is.
Yeah.
With 190 million.
Okay, that makes sense. It should be way higher because
Why isn't it higher?
I think it was just a small release at the time. It's animated and
But people grew to really love it over time.
Oh yeah, big time.
That's why I'm surprised by that number.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, because it was seen when it was released, it was seen as this almost side project
Right.
niche sort of thing,
Right.
and now it has evolved into
People love it even more than the
yes. You see
regular-
people's favorite rankings of the movies. The animated ones are usually in the top 5.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got from
we've
the
got-
bottom, we got Into the Spider-Verse, and then it was The Amazing Spider-Man 2, a 10, and then
We don't have number 9
okay.
yet.
Is 9 The Amazing Spider-Man, the
Yes.
first Andrew Garfield? Okay.
Yes. At 262 million.
Yep, and then 8 was
Spider-Man?
Brand New Day, the new one. No, it was Homecoming.
Yep.
And then
7 is Spider-Man 3. And then 6 is Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Oh, so I just need the top 5.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you got one already, which was Spider-Man No
yes.
Way Home.
No Way Home.
So
Okay.
you need 2 through 5.
Okay. Spider-Man, I think that, I want to say that is 2 Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
No. Do you want me to tell you what number it is? Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is number 4 at 381 million.
Okay. Is Spider-Man 2 number 2?
No. Spider-Man 2 is number 5 at 373 million.
Okay. Spider-Man 1 is number 3?
It's number 2.
Wow.
403 million.
Yeah.
So what are you leaving at? Can you name what the other Spider-Man movie is?
Yeah, it's Far From Home.
Far From Home is 390 million.
At number
3.
3.
So it's officially Spider-Man No Way Home,
Yeah.
Spider-Man,
Yep.
Spider-Man Far From Home, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man Brand New Day, Spider-Man 3, Spider-Man Homecoming, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Nice. So I only got one dead on.
Yeah.
That's okay. Very interesting numbers there.
But there's one other thing I want to point out. The drop-off between number 1 and number 2 is insane.
Yeah, so because, No Way Home did 804 domestic. And then Spider-Man from 2002 did 403 domestic.
It did almost double between
No
one and two
No Way
spots.
Home was insane. But also that's 19 years of inflation, too.
Correct.
Yeah, because the numbers are not adjusted for inflation, which I've had to not argue, but getting a lot of comments recently as I do more box office videos of people being like, why don't you do ticket sales? Why don't you why don't you adjust for inflation?
But those numbers just aren't available, right?
Yeah, ticket sale numbers are not available. And it's just industry standard practice to not do adjusted for inflation. And because we're talking about current money when you talk about what is a movie is making at the box office. I mean, these people aren't wrong to be like, Endgame probably sold more tickets because when you adjust for inflation, it's still the box office leader. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't make the rules. I just kind of abide by them and do what Variety and The Hollywood Reporter and Deadline do.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to our hot takes.
Okay. I'm going to load up my...
And I have a very spicy one.
Spicy. I love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay. Your pop culture hot take, you have 1 minute and it starts right now.
Hot take, superhero fatigue still exists, even though Spider-Man just broke box office records. All right, so Brand New Day is a box office behemoth, and in a vacuum, it seems like, everybody still loves superheroes. Look at Spider-Man Brand New Day, biggest box office opening of all time. But this only reinforces to me that the tippy-top hero projects are working, because in the last few years, the smaller projects are just not doing as well. Supergirl, Captain America 4, Madam Web, Kraven the Hunter, Joker 2, even Marvel's Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts were weaker than previous Marvel successes. In the 2010s, most superheroes, no matter how big or how small, or if the movie was good or if it wasn't, did big box office numbers, okay? Captain Marvel did $1 billion.
15 seconds.
But I just think general audiences are now back to only caring about Spider-Man, Superman, and Batman, or big team-ups like Deadpool and Wolverine and the Avengers.
Time's up.
Okay. Yeah. I just, the days of every superhero movie making $700 million to $1 billion, which was the case in the 2010s.
Yeah.
Literally, you could be the most D-level superhero and still make $700 million to $1 billion. I think those days are just over.
Yeah.
And I think that Marvel and DC should probably be keeping that in mind when they set the budgets for their upcoming superhero movies. And Clayface, the new DC horror movie that we talked about last week, $40 million budget. Very smart. Supergirl budget, what was it? $175 million? Not so smart.
Not great.
Yeah. Spider-Man Brand New Day, $225 million budget. Yeah, that makes sense for Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly. Because they'll make that back, no problem.
But I think a lot of people are still going to be like, no, it's not superhero fatigue. It's just bad movie fatigue. Except Thunderbolts was good and Fantastic Four was good, and those movies underperformed compared to the 2010s Marvel movies.
Right.
Because we are in an era where the genre is slowing down compared to the ginormity of it in the 2010s.
In the 2010s.
And that's fatigue.
Yeah.
You ready for your hot take?
Yeah.
Your time starts now.
Okay. When a rewatch podcast ends, just let it end. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to now watch a whole new show that you've never watched before that you have no correlation or connection to.
Yep.
Or that is just going to be bad and unfun to watch. Why bother? Nobody wants to watch and force themselves to watch 20-minute shows or 40-minute shows that we know is not good going into it, and then we have to listen to recaps for it for 2 friggin' years. Nobody wants to do that.
30 seconds.
Not even the people that are making money off of it, I don't think. They're just trying to find ways to make money off of the podcast and keep it going.
Yep.
But sometimes, if the shows run out, just let it be. Now, I've listened to the West Wing Weekly podcast. They
15.
ended it when the show was over. Great. The OC rewatch podcast, they ended it when the show was over. Great. Scrubs tried to keep going, and then it got awkward.
Yeah, and they stopped.
it doesn't work. Once the recaps are done, just let it be. It's okay.
Time.
It's okay.
Yeah. I think you're talking about Pod Meets World here.
Pod Meets World
Yes,
is what
so
I'm
the
talking
Boy
about.
Meets World.
The Boy Meets World rewatch podcast.
Hosted by Danielle Fishel, Ryder Strong, and Will Friedle.
Which I love the podcast, don't get me wrong. But yeah, it just finished recapping all 7 seasons of the show. They're going to now do Girl Meets World.
Yes, which was the sequel series that aired on Disney Channel and is notoriously much worse than the original series.
Because it's like a Disney show.
Yes.
And they know that.
Yeah.
And they're going to recap it anyway. And I just think it's going to be pretty rough. I'm not going to listen. I didn't watch the show.
I think that's fine.
And I don't I don't feel like as someone in my late 30s, I now need to go and watch a Disney
Channel show from the 2010s.
From the 2010s and have it recapped to me each week. But like, just let it be, and it's okay. Like the way that we need to let the show be, you also need to let the rewatch podcast be.
I think. Yeah, but in their defense, they're also going to be doing that. They're going to be doing Girl Meets World recaps on one day a week, and then on another day a week, they're going to be doing a different talk show interview. We don't know yet what the details are, but yes, they are preserving something. So you could just not listen to those episodes and still listen to them do their chat show.
I might listen to that. That's the other thing. If you're not going to recap the show, if you've completed the recap of the series, then the only alternative besides just ending the podcast, in my opinion, is just to let it be a chat show where the 3 or 2 or whatever, how many podcast hosts just chit chat for a week, chit chat each week, because that's what I enjoy listening to most.
Or interview a guest, an interesting person.
I don't even think that we need that, because once they bring on guests that aren't related to the series anymore.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I kind of disagree. I think an interesting thing happened with this Pod Meets World, Boy Meets World show is that Danielle Fishel then started doing her own interview show where she interviews celebrities.
Teen stars from the 90s.
Not just that. She interviews celebrities. It's another celebrity show with the angle of tell me about your teen years.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And so sometimes they are like former 90s stars, but sometimes it's just like random people like Tony Hawk or whatever.
Yeah.
And that when I listen to those episodes, I'm like, oh, this should have been the show Pod Meets World going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why not just have your 2 other hosts there and just talk to like those people? Why does it have to just be the one-on-one? So, yeah, I think the dumbest thing that really boggles my mind is when these hosts of these rewatch shows are like, okay, we finished our show, so let's do another show that we weren't involved in.
That's what I said in my hot take. Like, that makes no sense.
That really, I don't know if anyone's actually done that.
They always talk about it, though.
They're always like, let's talk about Friends. Let's talk about Full House. I'm
Why?
like, and
you have no relationship with that or connection to that show.
So I don't know if this has ever happened where like some actors were like, okay, we finished our show, now we're going to do a show we weren't involved in. I hope it never has, because that would be a really bad idea.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I don't know. Podcast gonna podcast, right?
I understand why they're doing it. They're looking to make money. It's very successful podcast. Like, I really get it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah. I think what they should have done is they should have done select episodes of Girl Meets World. Been like, we're going to do the, some of the best, maybe a couple of the worst, some of the most memorable. And because it was 4 seasons of like 25-ish episodes each. It's a lot. It's a lot. So I feel like they could have just been like, all right, we'll do like 20 to 30 episodes that give you the picture of the show. Yeah. But whatever, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. I don't know. I'm gonna check it out and see like how the vibe is. But I don't plan on watching the TV show along with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now our final segment: what we have been watching, listening, reading, putting in our eyes, ears, and brains. I had to think of what it is for a second.
Good job.
Thanks.
All right, I'll start. Well, first of all, I just want to mention that I finished reading The Nickel Boys last night or 2 nights ago, which is a Colson Whitehead novel. It was a Pulitzer Prize winning novel, his second, which is insane that he has 2 Pulitzers. And they turned it into a movie that was an Oscar movie we watched.
Yes, it was nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah. So I had seen the movie, but mostly forgot really the plot of it. So I then read the book, and it was great. And
nice.
So powerful. But now I'm next going to be reading Colson Whitehead's Harlem trilogy. So he has a series of 3 books. The third one just came out a couple of weeks ago. And there are reports that that's going to be made into a series, I think.
Yes.
So I'm excited that I'm going to be like ahead of the game reading these books before the series comes out. That's in early development. I think it's going to be a while, but I'm excited about that. And then we watched Pressure.
Yes.
And I was talking about it at work today. A lot of my coworkers have seen it. And every single person I know who's seen it has also been like, I loved it. Great movie. Like, we really liked it.
Yeah.
It's not like an A+ movie.
Yeah.
But it's like an enjoyable, like, I love a World War II movie.
Yeah.
There's like such great, you have this general knowledge of what happened, so you kind of know what the ending is going to be. And usually the way these movies are done is like, it's like with the solid, like, we won in the end. But it tells you this like little kind of side story that you might not have known about how D-Day played out and became what it became.
Yes, it's about the preparation in the final days of D-Day and the meteorologists who were brought in to make sure that it was going to be doable. And it stars Andrew Scott, Damian Lewis,
Brendan Fraser,
Carrie Condon, Chris Messina. Yeah. Great cast, great acting,
cast.
Great script.
Really good stuff.
Based on a play, so a lot of just like people talking in rooms, but big high stakes.
Yeah.
So really good dad movie, World War II dad movie, and that's all you got.
I'm still just watching the 5-Star Weekend. Otherwise,
nice. I saw Spider-Man: Brand New Day. I liked it. It was good. I don't know. I did a review of it.
When I called you or you called me, whatever, after you got out of the movie and I asked you how it was, you said, much superheroes, much Spider-Man.
Yeah, pretty much. No, they did a really good job with this one. It felt very balanced in terms of its script and its action and the characters and its focus. It was a darker, more mature story. They did a great job of keeping the continuity of what had happened in the previous movie, where it felt like the world had like stakes and things mattered. Tom Holland was excellent. The way that they incorporated some other key Marvel heroes, I thought was really smart in how they served as foils and reflections of who Peter Parker is in this moment. Just a lot of really smart choices were made in the crafting of the movie. Cool. And it was just a great time and like the most you could hope for in terms of this, and super impressive coming off of No Way Home, which had this giant blast of nostalgia, getting all those villains back and Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire back. Yeah. Like after that movie, I was like, how could they ever top this? Yeah. And they found a way to do a more contained but still like pleasurable in the ways of like bringing in different heroes, that like kind of dopamine effect of the like member berries sort of it all. But yeah, really just solid. Cool. Like could have gone wrong in so many ways and didn't, and so that's a nice thing. I did a full review of much more coherent thoughts that you can see on my pages, of course. I don't know.
The only other thing, we watched Miss You Love You, but it was just okay, so I didn't feel like we needed to like...
Interesting chamber piece if you like small character-driven dramas with a touch of comedy. I thought that Allison Janney and...
Andrew Rannells,
gave great performances in it, even if the script was like a bit contrived and stagey. But that's available on HBO Max to watch right now, so it has that going for it. Yeah. I don't think I have anything else in terms of what I'm watching. There are some other things that I'm getting through, but I haven't seen enough yet to put a word out on it.
Okay.
That's it. I love you too. We did it. Pop Culture Brain podcast, wherever podcasts are found. And I'm Pop Culture Brain on all podcasts. Lighten Up with Lara on Instagram. See, I got it for you.
You did.
And we'll see you on our next show next week. That's it.
That's it.
Bye.
Bye.